CSS is same like internal, but CSS file will be separate and HTML file will be okay. CSS file will be separate and HTML file will be separate. Same CSS by ID, same CSS by class, everything remains same. The difference will be of HTML file will be separate and CSS file will be separate. Now create a new file. Give the file name called style.css and create one file called home.html. This file we are creating under the external CSS folder. Which folder? External CSS folder. Internal CSS, if you want to write, you have to write the CSS code as well as HTML code. Internal CSS, if you want to write, then HTML code and CSS code will be in the same file. In head section will be the CSS and in body section will be the HTML. Let me open any file and show you how that look. Template 3 you have created yesterday. Okay, this file you can see style we have open, style we have closed, and in the same file we have written which one? CSS code. All the CSS codes are here only in the same file. So CSS will be in the head section and HTML will be under the body section. This is called as a internal CSS. In the same file HTML code as well as in the same file CSS code. External CSS, once you come in external CSS, definition says CSS will be the separate file and HTML will be separate file. So we created one file called style.css and we created one file called home.html. So go to the HTML file and call here HTML. Right here call head. Under the head you can write call link rel. Link rel equal to style set href equal to that file name style.css. Style.css. One minute. Okay. Okay. So now what we did, we have created a separate CSS file that is called style.css. We created a separate file home.html. Earlier we used to write CSS code also in the same HTML file. but now CSS code is separate and HTML code will be separate. Now how to link both together? So we have a tag called link. Using the link, you can link HTML file to CSS. REL define the type of file. What is the type of file? Okay, what type of file you are going to call? So we are going to call a file called styleset. We are going to call a file called styleset, and there is path is nothing but href is nothing but the path. Where is the file? Now come under the body, and under the body in a study template file you have written some UL. Same UL you can copy and paste here. Same UL you can copy and paste here. In case that is not there, I will share in your chat. Now we have to create a style file. Yes, style.css and home.html both should be under the external folder. You can see here folder structure. The HTML file and CSS file both are under the external CSS. Both are under the external CSS. Okay, so next after that, remove the hash from everywhere. After removing the hash, we can write here home.html, about.html, contact.html, service.html, login.html. Next call register.html. Okay, next come down right here a section tag. Under the section tag and write here call which one, welcome home. This is we are writing HTML only separate. Once HTML is ready, then we'll write the CSS code for that. Next, after that, you can come down. You will follow here one more tag called footer. Under footer, you can write here something you can write in the footer so that we can write some proper CSS for that. Write it quickly. Let me know once you have written. We will go to the CSS file and we'll do the changes of this page. We will write the CSS for UL tag, section tag, and again for footer tag. Hope you are ready. Next, we'll go to the CSS file. Let me share this entire HTML. And from a study template file, if you remember, we have added one link for external CSS, that library. You can add that link also here. So two library you are calling. One is your own style.css and one is from the Google, that is called Font Awesome. Not from Google, it's different company itself. Font Awesome itself is a company. So in this file, we can implement the icons and everything. Okay, so hope you have done. Now come down. Home is there. Inside the home, there should be icon for home. Class equal to fa hyphen home. These icons are available in fontawesome.com website. fa building. Contact we can keep here map marker. Service we can give here call tools or cogs you can write, tools may not come. Login you can use here for lock, fa lock. Register you can write here user hyphen plus. This icon quickly. After icon, you have to give one a space. After icon, you have to give the space. Hope you done. Run this file. You will see the icon will appear. See, icons are coming here. Next, we need to add the CSS for that. Then it will look more better. Now I will share the UL to UL. You can replace that UL to UL. Okay, I sent you entire code. Now take that and move next. Come to the CSS file. For body tag, write margin 0px. Then for UL tag, also write the margin 0px. Zero px background. You can give any purple color. After that, padding you can apply 20 pixels somewhere. Text hyphen align, let it be left. That is for UL. Next, after that, under the UL, whichever the li is there, you can write UL as a parent and li as a child. Inside we can write display colon inline, and then padding 22px. Then after that, for li you have done. Now UL lia color as a by default should be white color, and text hyphen decoration should be none, and font hyphen size should be 20px. This is for e tag, UL li a tag. Look should be something like this, like say website navigation. I will share you the code also. If you are writing it, write it. If you are not writing, you can use my code. Let me know if it is working. Okay, okay, written. Increase the speed. Then we can add one more line here. When your mouse will go to the UL li of a colon hover, when your mouse will touch the A tag, the color should convert into orange color. Okay, when the mouse will touch the A, the color should convert into orange color. Anyone completed? Say yes, no, no. If you say yes, no, I will move next. Else simply will keep waiting. Okay, go ahead next. Write the CSS for section tag. Section tag. Inside the section tag, keep the minimum height 500 or 550. Anything 500 you can keep. And you can write padding from top assume 20 px, from left right assume 10%, and from bottom also keep 20 px. Okay. Then after that, minimum height, and this one is added, is okay. Next, write for the footer. Background of footer should be green color, and color of the footer should be white color. Then text hyphen align. The content of the footer should be in the center. Next, after that, padding you can apply is a 15 px. Next, you can apply height for the footer 100 px or 140 px. So you will come to know footer will be in the last, section will be in the middle, header will be on the top. It is here. Footer on the top, footer in the bottom, header on the top, and welcome home in between. Little less space from left side and little less space from the right side. We can write some CSS for h1 tag also. In home file, what we have written, h1 only. h1 we have written. So we can use here h1. h1 should be okay. So better for section tag itself. For section tag, write text hyphen align center. So in section, everything will appear in the middle. And then for h1, increase the font size 40 pixel and color as blue color. So wherever we'll add the h1, it will be in the blue color and font size will be 40 pixel. Okay, ready? Check now. h1 in the middle and font size is a big font size. Next, after that, we will create the multiple files like home, about, contact and all. And then we'll see how only one CSS is going to help us in all the pages. How only one CSS file is going to help us in all the pages. So there will be one CSS file and there will be multiple HTML file. So it will be complete one to many, one CSS and many HTML. One CSS and many HTML. One to many. If you modify one place, it will reflect all the places. Okay, so ready till here. Now let us look into the home file. You will find about, contact, service, login, register. Multiple files are there. So we have to create those all the files. Okay. You can create here two CSS is calling or not. Can you see here? One CSS file is this and one more CSS file is this. You can create 100 CSS file and call like this. Write the CSS everywhere. Link using ID class. It will work. Already in this file, two CSS is calling. One is fontawesome.min.css, another one is style.css. Now create next file called about.html. So home file is ready for everyone. Hope look like this. Next, after that, create the next file about.html. All content you can copy from here and paste in that file. Everything you copy from here and paste in the next file, that is called about.html. About.html and change here call about us. About our Check now home file and about file, both file are working or not. If you click on home page will appear, look and feel same. Click on about page will appear, look and feel remains same. Content will get changed. CSS is only one. You can remember. This is about page and this is the home page. In about page also you are calling the style.css. In home page you are also calling the style.css. About also a style and in home also we are calling as a style. Both the places we are calling the same CSS file. Let us check now about us. Same about our company home page will say. So what is the meaning of external CSS? You have written the CSS only one place and it is reflecting where both the places. For example, we have two CSS file as two HTML file. If you modify in CSS, will it reflect both the places? Let's check. I will go to the CSS file and here font size we are given 40, color is the blue. Now color let me change to green color for H1. For H1, I change the color to which color? Green. When we change the color to green, what will happen is it should reflect in home page also and it should reflect in about page also. Both the pages it should work. You can see here. Green is coming here. Green is coming here. That is called external CSS. You can write one place and you can use throughout the project. How many pages you have, no problem. Everywhere you can access the same thing. Because in home also you are calling the same style.css. You can see same style.css. In about also you are calling the same style.css. So benefit is what? One place you have written any kind of property value, any CSS, you can use in both the pages. That only you are doing here. For navigation, we have written one place and we are calling from both the places. Next, we will work on next file we have called contact. So create, copy everything from here and paste in the new file. Give the file name contact.html. Save the file called contact.html. How to contact us. You can see this page also looks similar because same CSS is calling here. If you modify one place, it will reflect throughout the project in all three pages. In contact also same thing is happening. So contact page also work, home also work. That is called external CSS. Okay. internal CSS, if you remember, every page we have CSS code. Every page we have CSS code. But in external CSS, everywhere you don't have to write the CSS. If you want different CSS, you can write it and you can call here. Okay. Let's create another file, service.html. Service.html. You can write here. Services, our services. Our services. Our services. Next, we have called login and register. Our services also look like similar. See, when you go to the Flipkart, if you go to any pages, the color combination, look and feel, design remain same. Go to the Facebook. If you go to any page, any profile, color combination, look and feel, design will remain same. Why? Because these people use the external CSS. They will write one place and they will use all the places. Go to the LinkedIn, go to any page, the design will remain same. Content will get changed, but the design, look and feel remain same. Okay, hope written. Customer login. Login file, create quickly and add this. Create one more file called register and add this similar. So let me create one more file, register.html. Register.html. Okay, register as customer. Now check your all the pages are working or not. Whenever you click on any link, that particular page should open. Let me know also. Yes, your pages are loading or not loading. The last page what we have created, register page. This register page I will guide you how to use the import CSS. Import CSS and external CSS both are similar. Okay. Import CSS and external CSS both are similar. The way of calling is different. How to call, that is different. Remaining all are same. Only the way of calling, the way of linking is different. So in register page, first you comment this line. When you use the link tag, that is called external CSS. When you use the link tag, that is called as a external CSS. Okay, when we use the link tag, that is called as a external CSS. Now, if you want to do the import CSS, if you want to see through import CSS, how that look, it's a simple. You can open the style here, close the style. Under the style, you will write here @import space URL, and under this URL function, you will type here a style.css. Simple. This becomes the import method. So your home, about, contact, service, login, those are using the external CSS, and one register page in the last is based on import CSS. So import CSS and external CSS both are similar. What is that similar? Separate CSS file and separate HTML file. Using external method, we link that using the link method. We can link. Both are external only. But one we have called using the link tag, we use the CSS file. Another we have through import, we link the CSS file. If you are using the import, it is called as a import CSS. If you are using the link, it is called as a external CSS. Okay, this is your difference is this much only of external CSS, link method and import method. Link method is called a external CSS, whereas import method is also called external CSS, but the way of calling are different. If you use the import keyword, it's become a import CSS. You cannot see here. Who is that? Vinita, can you see here? What is your style.css? Here also style.css. How this kind of question you ask here? You saw here, I wrote a style.css. Here also I wrote a style.css. Again, you are asking it is linking to other CSS file. Question should be little meaningful. It should not be anything you can ask. Okay, hope ready. Now after that, come to the developer guide, write one line. In import CSS, what we follow, in link method, what we follow. Okay, example, we can write here in external CSS, or we can write here external CSS, and import CSS. Both method used to call, external CSS file. Both method used to call external CSS file, where external method use link tag. Example, link rel equal to style set href equal to your style.css. Import method, what is follow? It is same like link, same like, or you can write like it is also use, it also use, it also use external CSS, but using @import space URL. Inside that you have to type your style.css file. Okay, you can write this both. I will share you in your chat. You can use this. And spelling incorrect, you can correct it also. Write quickly. Okay, hope written. Now these all files are working. Benefit is what? Let's come and see once what will be the benefit. Under the external CSS file, we have a file called style.css. In that, you have a footer tag. For footer tag, we have given the BG color is a green, change to black. You will find throughout the project, everywhere in all the pages, wherever you are calling this style.css file, everywhere footer section will be black color. Change the color to background is black, save the file, look into the page once, see how it is coming. Okay, let us check now. All the pages, footer got changed to black. That is called one to many. Write once and use throughout the project everywhere. That is a feature of external CSS. So your register file is also working. Register is based on which method? External method. Remaining all are based on which method? Internal method. Okay. Okay, fine then. Hope it's working. Now we'll come to the next. Next is what, like in the login page, how to apply the CSS for the input boxes that we need to see. Other template, in the template example, we have seen many how to apply for the division and images and all. Now input tag is pending. So how to apply the CSS for input tag, that we'll see under the login and register page. So working for how many people or not working? Come to the login page now. In login page, create a table. Write for the table ID equal to input area. Now follow a tr. Write the th. Email ID. Next td you can follow. td input type equal to text. Input type equal to email. Write a class equal to a small input. You can create a class called a small input. Add one more called password. Input type equal to password. Now write a button below. tr th call span equal to 2. And write a button login. So we will write the CSS for table, for a small input box, and for button all. So complete this quickly. Once you complete HTML table to table, let me know. We can go to the CSS file. Input area, we have to write the CSS for that, as well as we have to write the CSS for this one also. The input, a small input, and button. Input area, Input area is the table ID. So come to the, okay, let me share you HTML to HTML, table to table in your chat. Now we'll go to the CSS file, input area. Write the CSS for the input area is the hash. Input area. Margin should be auto so that it will come in the middle. Then width should be somewhere 400. Then padding should be little 15 px. For the input area. Now you have an input area is the table name. Inside we have a class called small input. After the small input, you will write height of the small input 30 pixel and width of a small input 100%. So the text box will become full width and height will become little nearly 30 pixel, and that look like this. Next, after that, under the small input, no, under the input area, there is a TR. Input area, there is a TR. In that, height of the TR should be 45 pixel. Height of the TR should be 45 pixel. So gap will be more. Between first line and second line, you will have sufficient gap. Okay, written. Now the height will get increased, the gap will get increased. You can see your gap is increased. You can increase little more gap. Now this much is also fine. Button should look little more better. So for that, you can write the CSS for button tag directly. BUTTON button. Inside the button, background will be orange color or maybe green color. Green color. Then font icon size 20 px. There should not be any border. Color should be white color. After that, padding from top 10 px, left right 30 pixel, from bottom 10 px. Cursor colon pointer. Then the cursor will go there. Cursor colon pointer. Ready? Check now. Your button should look like blue color button, green button with a white color combination. You can apply one hover effect. Button colon hover. Once the button will touch that, the color will convert into color. Let it be white only. Background will change to red color. Background will be red. Color will be which color? White color. Okay, hope ready. Check now. See, when the mouse will go here, red will happen. Working, not working, let me know quickly. We need to work on register page. Okay, let me share the CSS still here. Class is going on. You came for something? Information. Which details? Python class. You came, no, that day? That day you came, right? That day you came, right? That day you visited here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I told you this week is starting. This week, the trainer who was taking the class, no, his grandmother was expired, so he was busy in that last 10 days nearly.
So on which date exactly classes will be
Tomorrow
started?
we'll give you the date exactly. Tomorrow, yes. Tomorrow counselor will give the exact date, which date is started.
Okay.
Okay, your name is here, no? Naveen, your name.
Yes, sir. So is there any delay for the coaching? He will go to hometown, so that's why.
Tomorrow we'll update you the date. Okay, exact
Tomorrow.
date. Yeah. So in case much delay, then you can plan accordingly. Not much delay, maybe tomorrow, not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, they should start. Tuesday onwards.
Thanks.
Trainer came here on Saturday, okay. Yesterday he came here. Yesterday we took the class, means he has come here now. So mostly from Monday or Tuesday should start. Not Monday, Tuesday should start. Okay. Okay, now come to the register page. And register also should be similar. So this table to table we can copy. In login page, we have created a table. Copy the same table. Go to register page and add that table here after H1. Okay, hope ready. Now after that, email ID password will be same. Login button will change to register. Register. And in this page, you have to add some more field. Example, full name. TH. Full name. Input type equal to text. Class equal to a small input. Add one more field. Phone number or mobile number you can add here. Input type equal to number. Till here how it look. Hope register page is ready. It should look like this. Now your register page is ready. The register page entire code will not come in chat. Table to table I can share you. Table to table is sent in chat. Okay. Next, after that, I will share all the files also. Hold on. These files are there. This file will come to your chat. Form tag I have explained you already. Form tag already have explained you that day. In this page, open the form and close the form. That's all. Remaining, if you become full stack developer, then you can use the form tag. Before table, open the form. After table, close the form. That I have explained you how that work. Explained or not? Form. After that, open the form, close the form. Now button will become functional. Let me share the files. Okay, once we learn the bootstrap, we'll guide you. Okay. Syllabus is not ending today only, no? Without table tag also we can create that form in the bootstrap, not now. Once we learn the bootstrap, without table also we can create the form. Okay, see in the under the inline CSS we have made this many examples. Under the internal CSS we made this many examples. Right, under the external CSS we made this many examples. How many? 1 2 3 4 5 6 files under the external CSS. So till here you have all are CSS2 only. These all are CSS2. CSS3 will be 2 more classes. CSS3 I will teach you 2 more classes, then your CSS will get end. CSS3 is pending. CSS3 will give you 2 more classes, then CSS will be end. Position property we have, then we have many property we are going to see in upcoming classes. Okay, next after that, let me check once. Pulkit, you have enrolled till where? Till Bootstrap or till CSS?
Till Bootstrap, sir.
Till Bootstrap. Okay, fine then. Because for these people from tomorrow, JavaScript is going to start. Bootstrap, I will teach you individually. Your pending 2 classes of CSS plus Bootstrap, I will teach you individually. What time you are available?
In morning, anytime is fine, sir, before 10, because at 10 o'clock I have a daily stand-up.
Okay, so we'll update you. They will teach you
Sure.
maybe one more week class is required, merely 5 classes for Bootstrap and 4-5 classes, 2 classes for CSS. But tomorrow morning you will not log in. I will give you another Zoom link to log in for you.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Next, after that, the remaining people, whoever are attending complete UI, for them JavaScript will start from tomorrow. And your CSS and Bootstrap, I will be guiding on weekend. See, even we are yesterday, I don't know who has messaged a lot. Info Campus has disabled you people. You cannot message in the group now. Okay, see, you should respect to anyone. Okay, you should respect to anyone. Number one. Number two, you should not do lot of argument with those person who is going to build your career. Okay, and that also in the group. That also in the group where 10, 15 people are there. Ignore that. Okay.